Excellencies, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, very pleased today, and today is the World Environment Day, to warmly welcome you all to Palazzo Borromeo for the opening of the photo exhibition Looking Beyond, created by Filippo Maggia and promoted by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, together with the Italian Space Agency and Telespazio. The exhibition will be open until July 11th. Through a series of images acquired by the Italian COSMO-SkyMed satellite constellation, which is a project run by the Italian Space Agency and Ministry of Defense, the project offers us all an opportunity to think about the contribution of satellite technology to Earth observation, to the promotion of sustainable development and the protection of natural and cultural heritage. Looking Beyond is an exhibition in which contemporary photography, art and technological innovation help us to go beyond the partial and limited vision of the world, projecting us into a broader perspective that reveals the beauty and at the same time the fragility of Earth, leading us to rethink the way we interact with creation. The relationship between people and territories is one of the greatest challenges of our time. Under the theme, People and Territories, Regeneration, Inclusion and Innovation, as you probably know, this town, the Eternal City, Rome, is a candidate for World Expo 2030 and proposes itself as a driving force of a new model of urban living, inclusive, interconnected, sustainable and shared. Rome's candidacy is meant to offer a universal vision inspired by the values of peace, justice, and sustainability. Allow me now to thank the distinguished speakers who accepted our invitation for this inauguration today. Giuseppe Pastorelli, Deputy Director General for Country Promotion, Principal Director for Integrated Promotion and Innovation, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Gabriele Arrigo, Director of International Affairs of the Italian Space Agency, Luigi Pasquali, Chief Executive Officer of Telespazio, Father Gabriele Gionti, Società Jesus, Vice Director for Castel Gandolfo Vatican Observatory, and Fausta Speranza, journalist at l'Osservatorio Romano, who will moderate this event. Allow me also to address a greeting to those who are following us through Facebook. And before turning to you, Fausta, I would like to thank my wife, all the embassy, the staff of the embassy, for the invaluable work done, but especially Elena Fontana of this embassy and her husband Sebastiano. Without you, this event wouldn't have been possible. So thank you very, very much. Fausta, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ambassador. Welcome, everybody. And it's a great opportunity for me. It's an honor. And we see this beautiful exhibition, photography. I think the etymology comes from Greek, and it's light and handwriting, spelling. So I think the exhibition, the catalog, speaks by itself and helps us to open the sky above us and to introduce a very interesting debate. So, our first speaker is Giuseppe Pastorelli, Deputy Director General for Country Promotion, Principal Director for Integrated Promotion and Innovation, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, like the Ambassador said. So, please, you're the first.
Allora, buonasera a tutti. It's an honor for me to be here for a number of reasons. First of all, I would like to thank the Ambassador to the Holy See for hosting this event. It's an honor because I saw this exhibition coming to life about 6 months ago, even a little more, together with Gabriella and Telespazio. Why we decided at that time as a ministry to do this exhibition. You know, there is an Italian day dedicated to space on December 16. It's a national day established a couple of years ago. And starting from last year, we decided to extend this National Day to our embassies, Italian consulates, and Italian cultural institutes abroad. And every time we decide to open a new thematic promotion abroad, then we provide our network with some content. And we were thinking, so how we can better, because the first year didn't go very well, I'm pretty honest. So not a number of embassies managed to actually celebrate and commemorate this day. So we said, okay, we need a good product. And really heartfelt thank to Telespazio and ASI, we managed. So there is as you know, this constellation, COSMO-SkyMed, that they have a huge number of pictures taking Earth observation. We selected a curator, Filippo Maggia, curator of contemporary photography, and we put these two things together. We selected a number of themes that we wanted to tell international audience: water, climate change, cities. And among these themes, the curator managed to tell a story. And that is the exhibition that you're looking at now. It has been displayed in over 60 embassies abroad, so quite a number. We are very proud, and thank you. thank you for this opportunity. But I'm here not only to talk about the exhibition, because other guests will do it in more details. I'm also here, as you know, and the ambassador mentioned, Italy is bidding to host Expo 2030. You watched before a beautiful video that was recorded when the inspection from the Bureau International des Expositions, this international organization in Paris, came to Rome to assess the feasibility and the viability of Rome as a candidate city. The inspection went very well. And at the end of the day, since we know how to party, we organized a pretty nice event in the archaeological park of Colosseum. And that was the video that you were actually looking at. But you may ask, what is the connection between Earth observation, technology, Rome, that maybe is more renowned for other things like culture and cultural patrimony, and this exhibition? It's all in a long story. Rome is also home to a very important space hub and pretty number of companies, universities, research centers, not only in the city, but along the ancient Roman roads called Via Tiburtina, where a number of incredible realities came up and now are part of the city and are a distinctive part of the city. So the expo, the theme of the expo, as you heard, it's about people and territories. So how we can design the future of this relation for the future generations. And I guess it's a pretty important topic, not only for us, but worldwide. This human interaction you can find in large cities, you can find in remote places, you can find in small islands in the Pacific. It's an interaction that is needed and that we need to actually look at it from a different perspective because of the many changes and challenges that we are facing. So Rome Expo wants to be a place in a few years' time where we will talk and engage other countries, other parties, to talk about the relation between people and territory. It not only will be a 6-month event, so we are planning, should the countries decide to give the expo to Rome in November this year in Paris, we will start a dialogue with them in order to design a better expo and in order to assess the problem and the topics of this expo. Knowledge, people, territory, and where technology and actually the space cluster will play a major part. Just to give you an idea, and I don't want to steal what the CEO of Telespazio will say, but when we had the flood in Emilia-Romagna, as you all know, one of the first things that the ministry was asked, the minister himself received a note from the Farmers Association asking if Telespazio and ASI could provide the satellite images in order to better assess the situation, estimate the damages, and actually plan to rebuild the situation. So that is the key elements. We think space is something far, but actually we see as the new frontier of international relations. When you talk about food security, when you talk about energy security, it all goes through space. So that's why I'm particularly happy and thankful for this opportunity, because Rome, and you live here, and it's the first time that we have the possibility to present some elements about our candidature to the ambassadors accredited to the Holy See. Rome is a city that through millennia managed to reinvent itself, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a way that can be managed even better. But it's a city where hospitality, where culture, when the human relations, and where innovation has always been part of its history. So that is the message, and I'm pretty sure that together we can actually bring all these elements and address the challenges of the future. Quindi grazie, thank you very much, and we are here to answer all your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Director Pastorelli. You explained the point of view, the perspective for Italy, and in particular underline, and this is very important, the better perspective of the interaction between human beings and the environment, and this is very important. We know Italy is the third contributor to the European Space Agency, but now we look at the Italian Space Agency, and we have with us Gabriella Arrigo, Director of the International Affairs at the Italian Space Agency.
Grazie. Buonasera a tutti. So, good afternoon. Excellencies, distinguished guests. It's a pleasure for me to bring you the greetings of the Italian Space Agency. First of all, let me thank the Italian ambassador to the Holy See in Italy, Francesco Di Nitto, for this special initiative today. Let me say also that it's a pleasure for me to be here with some friends. Giuseppe Pastorelli from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Luigi Pasquali from Telespazio, and Leonardo, and Father Gabriele Gionti, Vice Director of the Spegola Vaticana. So the exhibition Looking Beyond, as the ambassador mentioned before, has been realized by the Italian Space Agency in cooperation with the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Telespazio and IGEOS. Indeed, in the title of the exhibition, Looking Behind, there is the power of the message that we want to launch. Because every day on Earth, emergencies, crises, conflict, and related destruction break out. Satellite images help us to understand, to intervene with timeliness and determination, to manage resources, people, and infrastructures. Nevertheless, at the same time, these same data push us to looking behind the difficulties. The space technology indeed has now entered in our lives and improves the quality of the life with respect of the Sustainable Development Goals fixed by the United Nations. And satellite data, in fact, can be used to achieve the SDG, such as the life on Earth, the water, the innovation and infrastructures, the fight against climate change, poverty and hunger. The Italian Space Agency has been investing for years in building a satellite constellation concerning the Earth observation called COSMO-SkyMed, composed of 6 technology radar satellites in orbit, able to monitor the Earth 24 hours on 24. Satellite that we also use for cooperation project with all countries, spacefaring countries, emerging countries, and developing countries in different regions of the world. Each country, in fact, needs satellite data to monitor, for example, land, crops, water courses, borders, coast, territories, and movement of people. So the inauguration today of this exhibition allows us to exchange the international space. The exhibition allows us to enlarge the international space community and to promote the good use of satellite data. Let me say briefly that the relation between the Italian Space Agency and the Vatican, in particular with the Consilium of Culture, start in 2010 within an agreement related to the science, theology, and the ontological quest project, with the aim to design and implement a universal cosmological portal. Later, as you know, 2 popes met the astronaut on board the International Space Station, Pope Ratzinger in 2011 and Pope Francisco in 2017. And each time, Earth has joined the space. Finally, next June 12, a CubeSat called Spaziale Italiana, which brings a Pope's message of hope, will be launched in outer space from Vandenberg Base in the United States. The mission has been realized by the Italian Space Agency in collaboration with the Politecnico of Turin and the National Research Council. Each project and initiative like today's have been for us an opportunity of dialogue and cooperation and an encouragement to move forward in doing better and better. So let me conclude this reading inviting all you to visit the exhibition with the curiosity and surprise of those who observe the Earth from space and the universe from a privileged observatory. So before thanking you for your attention, we'll watch together a brief video on the ASI activities. So thank you once again for your attention. Enjoy the exhibition. So
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the video in particular, and thank you for your words. Exploration and images. The interest of a human being in viewing the world above us, I think, has the same origin of the human beings as well. But first photo arrived for us on August 7th, 1959, first orbiting photographer. So it was another world, like discover another world. Maybe blue surface covered with clouds or something similar. Now, pixel by pixel, we can say now we have unbelievable satellite data. So thanks to Luigi Pasquali, Chief Executive Officer of Telespazio, who can speak about that.
So good evening, everyone. Thank you very much indeed for having invited us to this important event. Minister Ambassador Francesco Di Nitto, thank you for hosting us today. And I want also to extend my greetings to Minister Pastorelli, representing the Expo 2030 Rome Committee, and together with Gabriele Arrigo, Father Gabriele Gionti, and Miss Fausta Speranza, with me, we are sharing the privilege to stay together here in this important inauguration of the exhibition. This is exhibition looking beyond, guardare oltre, after having showcased worldwide, is arrived here at this prestigious venue. I think that I would like to underline at least 4 different, I would say, angles from which we may see the images and the meaning that this exhibition brings with it. First of all, it is a tangible demonstration of our country's extraordinary capabilities in Earth observation and the role of satellite technologies in building a more sustainable future. This role has been clearly recognized also by the United Nations, because most of the sustainable development goals can be reached by use or with the use also of satellite technologies. The exhibition also represents the deep collaboration between ASI, Telespazio, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, and the Italian embassies around the world. A collaboration made even stronger by our work together on National Space Day in December, when the Looking Beyond exhibition landed in more than 50 Italian embassies around the world. So then, entering, and this is, I would say, the third element, into the images, we understand the main topic that goes along the images are essentially referred to the great importance of the sustainability of the planet, which is clearly an important, extremely important topic for nowadays. Indeed, the images are focusing on 4 different aspects. The first one are the cities. It is foreseen that in 2050, we will be 9 billion people hosted, inhabiting the world. So then, 70% of those people will be expected to live into urban areas. So cities are a place where it is at most urgent to build smart systems capable to support sustainable lifestyles. That is why from the Earth observation we were focusing on cities, because cities is the place where we will be. And then we'll be, I mean, most of us will be, and then there will be essential to better understand how to make sustainable the life in the cities. The second is water. Water is by definition the most critical and important resource, but it is scarce. And more than that, it's still unstable in terms of hydrogeological effects. So we are measuring, we were making a reference to what has happened in Italy. But this is only the last of a long list of critical impacts that we have measured in different parts of the world related with the use of water. The third element that you may find in this exhibition, in these images, is the agriculture. For sure, is one of the most important way to sustain the life in the planet, but it is again a critical system, because of course we need to save as much as possible water, and to reduce as much as possible fertilizer by maintaining quality and quantity and volumes of products. This is a challenge, and it is a challenge that through the technological support of satellite systems, space systems, it is already, in a way, can be found the way to manage. The fourth angle that you may find in these pictures, in these images, is the climate change effects. There is deforestation, pollution, natural disasters that can be monitored today. And the monitoring today, the global monitoring today that we may have with the satellite systems is definitely something, definitely is something that may help in mitigating the effects of the global challenge by, first of all, trying to understand which are the to better understand which are to measure the phenomena and to decide how to mitigate the impact of those phenomena. But the technology evolution that we are driving today are looking or are going in the direction of making predictions. Indeed, to be able to understand ex ante the impact and the phenomena that climate change can identify, in a way really not only to mitigate ex post the effect, but to avoid or to reduce as much as possible those effects. This is definitely another challenge, a great challenge, but the satellite technologies, together with integrated with the digital technologies that may support this challenge, are making very important steps, and hopefully we can see sooner or later to reduce the terrible impacts that we're all experiencing so often. A fourth angle that I like to underline from these images is the fact that this exhibition at the very end is an exhibition of art. Indeed, because our planet is per se an artwork, or better we may say it is a masterpiece. So then I think that these images, if we don't enter into the real meaning that they show, but just we limit ourselves to look them at glance, we see that our planet is a masterpiece. This is all what there is behind the idea that we have that we have fostered together with the colleagues of MAECI and ASI to create this exhibition, even to enhance and to raise the attention and the sensitiveness around these topics in the world by underlining the Italian sign of this work. We at Telespazio are very excited to contribute through our capabilities, thanks to the new tools of the artificial intelligence, machine learning, digital twin, high-power computing, in a way to transform into data into increasingly accurate and timely information. Characteristics, accuracy and timeliness that make a difference both in emergency context and in monitoring the health of our planet. In our country, as been already said, there are the state-of-the-art technologies such as COSMO-SkyMed satellites that made possible the images you see today in this exhibition. And together with MAECI and the Italian embassies around the world, we are pushing an ambitious goal, which is to make this excellence increasingly visible globally, to say space as a trait of the Made in Italy. Looking beyond the initiative represents also a step towards an important appointment which will happen next year in Milan. We will have the 75th edition of the International Astronautical Congress, which is the most significant global event in the space sector. It will happen in October 24 in Milan. And for our country, this will be a unique opportunity to showcase our excellence and reaffirm our position as pioneer in the space industry. The IAC 2024 event has the potential to set a virtuous precedent, by the way, because we want to also, through that, align the exciting prospect of Rome's bid for Expo 2030. Another ambitious goal that we can achieve together, industry and institutions. In conclusion, as you explore today the Looking Beyond the Guardare Oltre exhibition, I invite you to immerse yourself in the wonders of Earth observation, witness the extraordinary achievements of space technology, and envision the boundless possibility that lie ahead. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you, Chief Executive Officer. You help us to understand better the aim of the initiative. The aim is to embrace our planet with a broad vision. That means to consider the new orography, but also the horizon of new possibilities. We have to say, Reverendo Gabriele Gionti, now it's your time, Vice Director for Castel Gandolfo Vatican Observatory, La Specola Vaticana. We need to remember the sacred and the ecological fragility of our planet, also the magnificence.
Thank you very much for the invitation and for the possibility to speak about the scientific work of the Vatican Observatory on behalf of the director too, Brother Guy Consolmagno. I'm waiting for the slide okay. So I was asked to talk about the scientific work of the Vatican Observatory, the Specola Vaticana, as we call in Italian. And in some sense, as the title, we go in the deep sky, so to say, because the subject of research and of study of the Vatican Observatory deals with the deep sky. So we have seen, this is in the picture on your left are the domes of the old telescope, so to say, of the Vatican Observatory of 1935, but it's impossible anymore to do astronomical research because of light pollution in Rome in general. We went out from the Vatican to Castel Gandolfo because of light pollution in the 30s, and we had to go beyond, out of Italy for doing astronomical research. So we ended up in Tucson, in Arizona, on Mount Graham, where there is the new telescope that is 1.8 meter, and it has a mirror of 1.8 meter. And this is the professional telescope with which now we are doing professional research. These are the group of research at the Vatican Observatory. We have Brother Consolmagno, Father Gabor, Father Boyle, Father Brown, Father Corbali, Father De Sousa, Father Galaverni, myself, Father Janusz, Father Giambattista Kikwaya, astronomer and Jesuit from Congo, from Africa, Father Koch, and Brother Maki, Father Ommizzolo, and Brother Williams. We have a a big meteorite collection of 1,200 spacemen on which we do our studies, especially we study physical property. In particular, Brother Consolmagno and Brother Machi do these studies. And these studies are very important to have information about the birth and evolution of our solar system. We have we had this collection that was inherited by the Marquis of Mourois at the beginning of 2000 in 2000th century, but is increased from 1,000 spacemen to 1,200 spacemen. And this is they do mainly they measure physical property like heat capacities and densities. And Father Giambattista Chiquaia studies meteors and fireballs. Meteors are essentially meteorites before hitting the soil, and fireballs by the name are these signs that you see in the sky when when you saw meteors. This is an example of a meteor, a fast track of light like a rainbow, and that you see in the sky, but is produced by meteors. And also near Earth object, sorry for the Italian headline, but near Earth objects are studied mainly because could be dangerous, could hit the planet, could destroy the planet. So we should study this near Earth object to monitor the possibility of a strike, so to say. And Father Janusz and Father Boyle, they do photometry. I mean, they study the light coming from stars clusters using filters, electromagnetic filters, in order to classify, give a classification of this star in star clusters. And this work is done using the Vatican Advanced Technology Telescope in Arizona, the one I show you at the beginning. Father Chris Corbally does spectroscopy, and we have a long tradition on the Vatican Observatory of Spectroscopy because you can study stars, not only collecting the amount of light from the star, but also doing the spectra of the light. The spectra of the light, from the spectra of the light, you get information about the chemical composition of the star. And this study was started here in Rome by Father Angelo Secchi in 1800, in the 19th century, and is continued by Father Corbally. In particular, in this way, you can study the cloud of gas surrounding a star that is schematized as a black body. He wrote a book, Stellar Classification, because based on the spectra of the coming from the star, you can classify, give a classification of the star. But these are nearby stars anyway. Father Brown, that I mentioned before, studies especially the evolution, stellar evolution. I mean, you know that each star has an evolution. It's not static, so to say, but as an evolution, you know that there are black holes. Black holes are, so to say, the final part of a star evolution, particular star evolution that are stars with a big mass. And in particular, he studied hot subdwarf of type B. And you have two people at the Vatican Observatory who studies galaxy, Father Richard de Sousa and Father José Fune. Father Richard de Sousa recently has done an important studies because he has proved that Andromeda, that is the nearby galaxy, in the past has really done a cannibalism of another galaxy, has eaten another galaxy, And he has done this through numerical simulation. And Father José Funes studies morphology of galaxies through observation, through using the VAT, our telescope in Arizona. And we have Father Alessandro Mizzolo, here there is again a typo, studies star clusters. Galaxies not only are linked gravitationally between them through forming a cluster of galaxies. And in particular, in this cluster of galaxies, there are some kind of galaxies that are called jellyfish galaxies, because like jellyfish, they have some tentacles. They are classified. You see that there are some white things that are like tentacles, and these are the jellyfish galaxies. Anyway, Father Matteo Galaverni studies the CMB, cosmic microwave background radiation. That is very important. Why this radiation is important? It's the first light of our universe. And from the studies of the CMB, cosmic microwave background, there was proved definitely that the model of our universe is based on the Big Bang model, because there were until 65, there was two competing models, the steady-state universe and the Big Bang. And thanks to the microwave background radiation, it was proved that the right model at the moment is the Big Bang. And you see, using satellite, the definition and the study of the microwave background radiation has improved. This is a definition of, this was in 1960, I have to go. This is a definition in 1965. This is in 1992. This is in 2001. And you see the definition with Planck 2013. And the microwave background radiation is very important to study, because from the microwave background radiation you get information of the early universe. In particular, probably in the future we're going to find traces of the gravitational waves that are related to the first expansion of the universe that was very fast. It's called inflation. And this is the universe as we know today. So to say, our universe started with Big Bang. We have a quantum fluctuation that still are difficult to study because we don't have still experimental evidence of this quantum fluctuation. From theoretical reason, we know that they should be there, but we don't know. Well, the microwave background radiation, you have the evolution of the universe. The first stars was formed 4,000 million years after the Big Bang. And you arrive to the modern evolution in which we have dark energy, in which the universe is even accelerating. And it comes to my work. I studied the Big Bang, the quantum gravity. Quantum gravity is a very speculative subject because it dates with the origin or the beginning of the universe. Because general relativity, that is the theory that describes the universe on large scale, and also the universe at the beginning, has singularities. Black hole is a singularity. You have a singularity in this ape of a cone. This is a picture. What is the situation now? You have classical physics that more or less is under control, relativity, and you have quantum physics. The realm of joining together gravity and quantum mechanics is an uncharted territory. So it's still a field of research and takes the name of quantum gravity. Okay, the Vatican Observatory hosted also several conferences. One of the most famous was the one of 1957. It was a workshop and for the first time, a standard classification of a type of star in galaxy according to the age, kinematic, and chemical composition was proposed. It was held at at Pontifical Academy. And in the picture you see two important people. One is Father George Lemaitre, or Monsignor George Lemaitre, who is the father of modern Big Bang. And the other person is Fred Hoyle, that was the opponent, the one who introduced the theory of steady-state universe. Okay, this was a conference hosted in 2015. I was one of the person who participated to the conference. Was astronomy in Christianity and Islam, and there was also a Ayatollah from this holy city for Islam of Qom in Iran. No, in Iran. And they have also an observatory, a confessional observatory, and we had together a conference. And this was a conference we hosted. I organized at the Vatican Observatory in 2017. It was in honor of the 50th anniversary of the death of Father Lemaitre. And the title was Black Hole, Gravitational Wave, Space-Time Singularity. The person I'm introducing to Pope Francis is a Nobel Prize in Physics, Gerald Toft, 1999. At that conference, there was also Sir Roger Penrose, who became a Nobel Prize in 2020. This was also another conference we hosted of curation of meteorites organized by Brother Maki. And this is some books we have printed. One of these books I already talked about. They are both professional books and popular books, and that are available. And this is also a series of conference we organized on the was proposed to us by John Paul II. And was a conference in science and theology, and we were quite famous at that time because many issues of science and theology were debated. And finally, we host summer school. Yesterday, we officially started our 18th summer school, and these are the summer school that in which we host 25 students all over the world. We selected them, and the summer school is usually on a specific topic. This year is on essentially on astronomy and big data, artificial intelligence, and from our students from all over the world, favoring mainly students from developing countries. And they stay 4 weeks in Castel Gandolfo, and we have classes going on all the 4 weeks. Thank you.
Reverendo Jonti, black holes, galaxies, quantum, God loves us so much. No risk to be bored, a lot of to study. So now I ask you if there are some questions to our speakers or about the exhibition. No? No question? Maybe a lot of curiosity to see the exposition. So I have the pleasure to renew the invitation of Ambassador Dinitto to look at the exhibition and to have a drink in the beautiful court. Thank you.
Non pubblicizziamo.
Un po' troppo difficile.